What up? What is happening? This is the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show. I'm Hoppe.
I'm SuperRICH.
And you are tuned into the EdgeOnAir.com. And on the phone line, we have my good friend and rapper, Jrueh the Artist. What up, Jrueh?
What up, what up, what up?
How's it going, my man? So how has everything been down there in Mesa?
It's going good, man. When we touched back from Chicago, we just started getting a lot of shows. We opened for a couple big people this past year. So we've just been working at that. And then we got another one coming up in May. So everything's going good, man.
And now, I want the radio audience to get to know you. So when you grew up in Mesa, what was that like, since it's all warm and nice? So what was it like growing up in Mesa?
It was easy, man. It was nice. Like, it's warm. Like you said, the summers, man, we went swimming a lot. Went outside, rode bikes, man. It was easy. It was nice.
And now, who were some of the rappers that you grew up listening to? Like, who were some of the rappers that you're like, that guy is the reason I'm going into the rap game?
Well, I mean, I didn't really think that I was going to start this whole rapping thing till, like, my junior, senior year. But, I mean, I was always bumping, like, Pac, Biggie, Fabulous. Man, I was bumping everybody. Chingy, Nelly, now Kendrick Lamar, The Game, 50 Cent. Like, I had a wide variety of who I would listen to growing up. But when I started doing it more, I started listening more, obviously, to the lyrics and people so I can learn from them. And that was the Kendrick Lamars and the Big Seans and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was just listening to them and learning from them to see what I could do to take my game up higher.
Now, what is it specifically that you like about some of these guys?
The truth, man. They're saying their life, you know. A lot of the music nowadays, I feel it's focused on the turn up and stuff, and they still have those songs, but it's incorporated with their life, you know. I've been listening to YG's new album, and his old songs, they were all, you know, they were always on that turn up. And I listened to the album, and they were still the turn up songs, but he had story in them, and that's what I liked. I think that's what it's time for, you know what I mean? And that's what I see hip-hop going now, is more into the stories of how it used to be.
What has happened to rap music? Oh, my bad. Go on.
No, I was just saying new school and stuff.
What has happened to rap music? Because, like, 10 years ago, there's guys like Ludacris, Chingy, you messaged, Nelly, 50 Cent. All these guys were good, Eminem. And now you have guys like Chief Keef and all these embarrassments to the rap game that aren't that good. Like, what needs to happen to rap music to make it go back to when it was in its prime and on top 40?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say those kinds are, like, embarrassment. Like, Chief Keef still, you know, he's down there. He's rapping what he does down there. You know what I mean? I think it's still about telling where you're from and telling what you're about. There's other artists besides him, like, not him necessarily, but other artists that have just, you know, they're not really, they've done focus on the drinking, the partying and stuff like that. And I mean, it's good. It's part of the new school stuff, but it's good to also, you know, be able to have someone that you can learn from, you can take from, you know, learn from life from.
And to people who haven't heard your music before, how would you describe it?
I would say it's definitely new. It's definitely, everyone says different, but you'll hear my stuff and you'll know it's different. You know what I mean? I don't think I sound like anybody. The sound and the beats that I have my dude PGB out in New York. I got my homie who's my DJ out here, Danny Klimmer, and he's got a bunch of different beats he's been cooking up. It's all different. We have the bass drops from what we have. It's like it's a fast pace on certain songs, and it's like a galaxy futuristic type stuff. You know what I mean?
When you turn on the microphone and start to record on a song that you've been working for a while, how does that feel? What is that like?
It feels good to finally, you know, be able to record it and get done the tracking with. Sometimes it's frustrating because if we're on a deadline, I would have, you know, wrote that song like 4 days ago, and all of a sudden we're going to record it, and certain parts I'll memorize, so I won't do it without my phone and stuff, and then other times I got to pull the notepad of the phone out to look at what I said, you know. So it could be frustrating at times, but at the end of the day, when we get the track done, it's a good feeling because, you know, especially when we put all the work into it and then it sounds good, that's when everything comes together and and it's like that.
And what is the rap game like down in Mesa, Arizona? How would you describe it to people here in Chicago?
We don't really have a big scene out here. The biggest guys that are doing it out of AZ, I wouldn't say Mesa, Arizona in general. You know, that's my home city and stuff. But I'm trying to do it just to do it, but I'm doing it for Arizona. You know, and the big guys that are doing it right now, Futuristic, he's from Tempe. Sincerely Collins, he's AZ as well. Wax Society, they're a group. Those are the three dudes that I've done shows with, all three of those guys, and just looking at them, I salute them to the fullest, you know, because they're actually having a movement and they're going forth with it.
And like doing a show with some of these guys that you worked with.
How was it?
Yeah, what was it like when you did the show with them?
Right.
It was surreal, man. You know, because you hear him on the radio, and then you see him, and it's like, whoa, you know, this guy's right here. I always like staying for the main guy. I did show with Pusha T back in, I want to say February. I think it was February 28th at Club Red, and we did it over there. And just after I was done, you know, Wax Society was on that one as well. Collins was on that one as well. Both those guys, all those dudes right there, you know, they did their thing as well. But when I saw Pusha T go up and just seeing the crowd's reaction to him, you know what I mean? It's a surreal feeling because, I mean, you see it on TV and you see him on, you know, YouTube. Like I said, you hear him on the radio and you're like, dang, these dudes are like superstars. And then you see him in real life and you're like, dang, these dudes are gods. Like, it's crazy just to see how people react to them. You know what I mean? They'll get done with one song and people are screaming, cheering their name.
What is it like to do a show with Pusha? Like, what is that moment like in your life?
It was surreal. Like I said, like, just meeting him. You know, well, not really meeting him, but being able to see him do his thing, it gave me a motivation and inspiration to keep going just because it's a long road. You know, it's a process. It's what I realized really this past year is how much of a process it is. And to have patience with it because it'll end up working out like that. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
And now, what do your parents think of you chasing a dream as a rapper? Because I see talent in you, and that's why you're on my network. But what do your parents think about it?
They're very supportive with it. At first, you know, as any parent's going to be, you know, everyone's trying to be a rapper. Everybody's trying to be, you know, the next big thing. And so they're real skeptical on it at first. They were telling me, you know, I need to go to school and all that other stuff. And I went to school. You know, school just didn't work out for me. And then when I started getting shows more and putting out more music for them to listen to, you know, and they actually heard me, they became more supportive. My mom's gone to almost every single show that I've had. And, you know, it's one of her favorite things to do, she tells me. So it's definitely having them, you know, back me up with it is a blessing. Because I know a lot of times parents aren't as supportive, you know what I mean, when it comes to doing something like this. They see it as just, you know, a hobby. And I think that's how they saw it at first. But then, like my mom said, we were talking with, I forget who we were talking with somebody, and she told them she sees me having more passion with this than I did with football. And I played football since I was 6, stopped my senior year. And she said that she saw more passion with this than I did with that. And so that was something cool to hear, you know.
And out of all of your favorite, now out of all the songs that you've done, which song is your favorite?
Favorite song, man. Can I name a couple?
Yeah.
I like E.T. That was produced by my dude DJ Clemmer. That one just bumps, you know. It's a nice vibing one. And then I liked the remix I did to YG's "Who Do You Love." I liked a couple of my other ones, "Funk It All," which was J. Cole. It was a J. Cole remix. I liked "To Whom It May Concern," which was a Chance the Rapper one, and I like "Bad Too." We dropped that one. That was the first song I did with my DJing. That was a good song right there. Everybody around the city was bumping that one, so it was probably my top one.
And now rappers love to live the fun life. What is the craziest party you've ever gone to, and what happened there?
Man, I don't know. The past month we threw a couple at my crib, man, and they were pretty dope. I can't really, say what happened, but it was a good time, man.
I got to go to a party with you last August, and you were a lot of fun to hang out with. You're one of the realest guys I've ever met. Is that because you're born in Mesa? Because people up here in Chicago are some of the cockiest people you will ever meet.
I don't know, man. I think it's just how I was raised, and a lot of it too is my older brother, man. He's a laid back dude too, so I kind of learned from him, you know what I mean? And I've always just been that laid back type. So when I'm out somewhere, if I'm drinking, I'm up, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I like just being laid back and chilling. And I guess that comes with my personality and the way that I am.
How are the ladies treating you down there in Mesa?
Oh, they're good, man. They are beautiful. Personalities are nice, man. They cool out here, but no offense, I'm trying to get out, man. I'm trying to explore. I know there's more women out here in this world, so Mesa's just one city. Arizona's just one state,
What is it about girls on the West Coast that make them so much more humble and likable? Because girls up here are so preppy and so cocky. It drives guys like me and Super Rich insane. What is it about girls on the West Coast that makes them so, nice, I guess?
I don't know. A lot of them smoke a lot, so that can help.
It does.
I don't know. When I was out there in Chicago, man, I'll be in heaven because y'all got some beautiful women out there.
We do.
When I'm on vacation out there, man, I love it out there. It's a totally different environment. I like that.
And now that since you are from Arizona, do you watch any of the teams down there, the Suns or any of the football teams down there? What is the fan base like down there in Arizona?
It's gotten better as far as the Cardinals. Everybody's finally happy the Cardinals are starting to put something together. They'll be exciting to watch next year. But my teams, I'm all over. I like the Tennessee Titans. I like the Cubs, and I don't really watch no hockey, but
no one does.
You know what I mean? And then basketball, I'm a Heat fan, so I know I'm gonna get shit for that when I come to Chicago with that.
Now, do you have anything any events or anything that you're doing in the next weeks or so?
Not the next weeks. We may have a showcase. We're still waiting to hear from that. Just be a showcase to see if we can get on any more bigger shows and stuff like that. The guy he's putting something together and he wants to see what we got first before he just throws us on them. But May 2nd, I'm waiting on confirmation for a show, so hopefully that goes through. But as far as this month goes, we were supposed to drop a project in March. We kind of got hit with some bad studio stuff, didn't fall through, so we had to resort to our home studio. So that's really the main focus this month is getting this project out. And then once we do that, then everything I think will start flowing more because we'll have new music out that people can listen to instead of just a couple singles on SoundCloud and stuff like that. And then the website's coming up and all that. So everything's coming together. Like I said before, it's a big process. So.
And now people think that rappers just write down the lyrics and then just make the music. Tell our audience what work it takes to make a good song.
It's a lot, man. You gotta get the first verse down, and then you gotta get a chorus. Everyone likes a catchy chorus, so you can't just say some nonsense in it. It's gotta be some. What I like to do is I want the chorus to have meaning, but I want it to be catchy at the same time. You know what I mean? And then through this project as well, I learned and what we put on our music, which is also why it stands out. It's not about just a 16 in a chorus or an 8 in a chorus. You gotta make it art. You know what I mean? Bring the track to life is what I always say. That's what I like doing. Whether you're saying nonsense on it, in the middle of a verse, or changing the verse up from rapping real quick to going real slow, or even putting a melody on it. You know what I mean? It's a like I said, it's a process. It goes from starting from rapping to getting the shows to putting music together. You know what I mean? My first couple projects, they were just mixtapes. They were remixes, a couple freestyles on them. You know what I mean? And now with this one, we actually made it into a storyline. And we've been doing this since November, I think, is when we began work on it. And it's huge. You know what I mean? It's task it's very tasking. It's a very tasking process. And then with recording as well, you're not always going to get that first takedown. So
Now, before we let you go, where can people find your work online?
On Twitter, I'm at Jrueh the Artist, Jrueh, and then the artist, Jrueh's World. And then on the website, it's Jrueh's World, or just Jrueh, my bad, Jrueh.com. And then SoundCloud, it's Jrueh the Artist as well. And then that's mainly the main sites that we got up right now. On DatPiff is where we're probably going to drop that project, but I put all those links on the SoundCloud and my Twitter as well as the website. So if they go to the website, Jrueh.com, they'll be able to find everything.
Well, Jrueh, thanks for coming on the show, and we'd love to have you on again in the near future to see how everything's going down there in Mesa.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you guys having me on this again.
Thanks, Jrueh. Have a good day.
Not a problem.
And that was Jrueh the Artist from down there in Mesa. He's a very intelligent rapper. There's this thing that people think about rappers where they go on there, they swear, they talk about parties, drugs, living the life, the cars,
right,
all the swear words. But, I mean, Jrueh keeps it real, and Jrueh knows what he's talking about. It was very fun to party with him last summer. I'll just say that for a second.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show.